Fire Force is a feast for shonen anime fans all over the world. And let's admit that having an engaging premise and great action are only minor things that push forward shows in the shonen genre. What makes an anime show great is its characters, and one of Fire Force's greatest assets is the character of Arthur Boyle. Hey guys, welcome back to the Anime Pill. Today we're going to speak of everyone's favourite character, Arthur Boyle, and explain a little bit about his character. Before we dive deeper into the character analysis, here's what Fire Force is about. The story revolves around human combustion, a turbulent marvel that has tormented humankind for quite a long time, changing normal individuals into flaring, rough animals known as infernals. While infernals make up the original records of human combustion, the second and third ages became known as pyrokinetics, individuals skilled with the capacity to control their flares constantly while staying human. To battle the infernals and find the reason, the Tokyo Armed Forces, Fire Defense Agency, and Holy Church of Sol found their answer: the Special Fire Force. And what's a shonen anime without an adversary character for the hero? In Fire Force, Shinra's inverse is Arthur Boyle, a peculiar youngster with a fixation on knights. Despite the fact that he and Shinra are constantly in conflict, both of them make up the vanguard of Fire Force Company 8, as the most youthful individuals who end up having probably the best hostile capacities. Arthur Boyle is a main character in the anime, and is quite different compared to the others in the lineup. His story begins after an incident in his childhood where his parents left him. His family opened a little cafe to earn enough to pay the rent. Be that as it may, their way of life was upset when a visitor got food contamination, a fire decimated the entire eatery, and the cafe showed up in the news in a negative light. His mum instructed him to call his dad to disclose to him that supper was prepared. At the point when Arthur gets his father, his dad is laying down with his cap over his face. Waking his dad, he posed an inquiry, which his dad simply grinned at and covered Arthur's face with the cap. His dad advises him to investigate the cap. Arthur's created mind dominates, and he sees different things: a castle, knights, and his dad and mum at a ball. The following morning, he finds a letter from his parents disclosing to him that they have gone on an experience to save the world. While they're gone, he is above all else. He is the king of the castle. Quite a tragedy for a small child.
競技施設内に不審者が侵入。危害を加えられた2名の隊員が負傷。外の隊長に報告しろ。何？嘘をつくな。勝つのは俺だ。は？俺が捕まえる。いやー、バカ騎士！
After attending the Special Fire Force Training Academy, he goes on to join Company 8, where he meets Shinra, the main protagonist of the show. His personality is very different from everyone else. Arthur is positive about himself as a third generation, so much so that he seems self-important and arrogant constantly. He has a tendency to decline to use honorifics, paying little mind to who he is conversing with. He has a middle-age-like complex, which gives off the impression to be a way of dealing with the stress from his folks forsaking him. This archaic complex makes him do things like alluding to young ladies he meets as princesses, and to the Special Fire Cathedral 8 as his castle. Arthur sees the world from an alternate perspective. He accepts the pigeons to be griffins and that he was effective in killing dragons. This is portrayed nicely in the Vulcan shop arc. According to Shinra, he is mysteriously well known with the young ladies and appears to consistently have a quiet and puzzling facade. However, Shinra believes he's simply too inept to even think about articulating anything. Arthur frequently quibbles with Shinra on which are predominant, knights or heroes. He wants to head out in a different direction, instead of doing things in the manner in which others figure he should. Because of his mentality and easygoing aura, Arthur will in general establish awful connections with people. He was indicated not to be disturbed by human antics. Despite his tedious quibbling with Shinra, Arthur is equipped for putting the contrasts between the two aside and working as a group. He is typically emotionless, even while fighting in battles. Other than this whimsical disposition and fixation on middle-age related things, Arthur is additionally known for his absence of knowledge, consistently being alluded to as stupid and lacking in common sense.
What's the matter? All this heavy brain work taking its toll on you? Just keep going till you die, okay?
Shinra's joke about this ends up being valid, as he is completely unequipped for anything requiring substantial mind work, rapidly wearing out from administrative work, and relying on normal battle senses to battle, as he can't create nor compete in complex procedures. Like different brigadiers, Arthur has a high feeling of equity, which he associates with his persona of being a knight. Arthur has a habit of simply responding to people with a humph, which just comes across as stubborn. Arthur has a tendency to mock his fellow brigadiers in a joking way. However, his instincts have somehow proven to be more valuable than intelligence, such as recognizing when one of the twins in Asakusa was fake when no one else could, and defeating a member of the White Cloud using the instincts and training he received from Benimaru. The special training he received from the captain of the 7th, Shinmon Benimaru, helped Arthur increase his strength in combat. His abilities are unlike any other fire soldier. Arthur is exceptionally strong and possesses incredible raw physical strength, capable of repelling an infernal with a single punch. Arthur also possesses keen kinetic eyesight, allowing him to track the smallest movements and react quickly. However, this results in Arthur instinctively blocking and parrying any attack he sees, leaving him vulnerable to illusions and misdirection. Though after his training, he has overcome this weakness to some degree. Attributed to his speed, he was fast enough to react to Sho Kusakabe's Severed Universe, which is extremely fast, though he wasn't able to entirely dodge it. In appearance, Arthur is a youngster of medium height with shaggy light hair and blue eyes with white pupils, like Shinra. He generally styles his hair up into a braid when in battle, so his field of vision is clearer. When Arthur was first presented in the show, he wore a dull coat, with a catch on his neckline moulded like a cross-like emblem, with a light shirt, dim jeans, a belt and dim shoes. He was later given fortification stuff like a defensive external coat and trousers. Arthur keeps a sheath close by, in which he keeps his cutting-edgeless blade. Arthur wears a dull green jumper with a hoodie, which he puts on over his head rather than a cap. The catches on his defensive coat too look like cross-like emblems, and his outfits contain patches with the number 8 on them, to signify his association with the 8th Special Fire Brigade. He also wears a neck defender and defensive gloves. While attiring the 8th fortification items, Arthur decides not to wear the head protector, as it doesn't accommodate his picture of a knight. Arthur is first seen after showing up at the Special Fire Cathedral 8, where he runs into Shinra Kusakabe and the two start battling. As their battle is taken to the rooftop, he meets Iris and Maki Oze, trailed by Takehisa Hinawa, who educates him to fight with Maki to test his capacities. Unfit to beat her battle aptitudes and capacity, Arthur surrenders. Subsequent to eating at Apudo Ramen, Arthur is offered a battle axe, but refuses to take it. At the point when the unit is told of an infernal in the Iria district, he leaves to the scene. While of course, Akitaru Obi trains Arthur and Shinra to cover their weapons openly, putting him into a deep sense of disarray. After their appearance, Akitaru pulls the two aside for ignoring orders, where Arthur addresses the guidance, driving Akitaru to legitimize his thinking. After the discussion, an eruption of blazes rises up out of the condo, provoking the unit to storm the structure and locate the infernal. Arthur volunteers to put the man out of his wretchedness and pierces his centre. Following this, the roof starts to fall, but the unit gets away. Arthur has a good relationship with Shinra, although they always seem to be quarrelling and fighting, though they do get along very well when facing an enemy. They team up to fight against tough opponents, mainly because both of them know each other's attacks and strategies. This gives an insane advantage for Company 8. Shinra is basically Arthur's rival. This is shown when Arthur partakes in the Rookie Fire Soldier games. At the point when the test begins, he charges towards the structure and uses his blade to cut his way in. After one of the participants besieges the structure with his capacity, Tameki Kotatsu falls onto him, which gets the two into a private circumstance. Following his convictions, the kid permits Tamaki to start to lead the pack while investigating their immediate area. At the point when the two are assaulted, Arthur bounces in to protect the young lady. He at that point charges in, trusting Joker to be important for the test, notwithstanding Shinra's admonitions. However, he doesn't land a solitary blow. At the point where the man utilizes an obscure substance to place their lives in danger, Arthur uses his blade to cut an opening in the roof, permitting Shinra to clear them all to safety, with Arthur being retrieved by his colleagues. Arthur is likely one of the most remarkable characters in Company 8, yet he's known to put limiters on himself. After Iris gets hijacked and Company 8 breezes up, waging war against Company 5, Arthur winds up in a battle against Setsuo, an uncommon infernal who figured out how to keep up his insight regardless of being changed. During the vast majority of the battle, Arthur is always unable to move out of being on the losing end.
Why? I don't get it. My powers failed me completely.
It isn't until he understands he's been using the wrong hand that he's ready to definitively take victory. I would say the best thing about Arthur is his capacity to take a look at any issue head on. Coming from this angle, it's hard to threaten him in a battle. This, joined with his capacity to dream and the fact that he becomes more grounded when facing hard-to-beat adversaries, he is able to accept any test as a way of measuring his capacity as a knight. We've even observed this assist him against Shinra's sibling Sho, who moved very quickly for even Shinra to see at the beginning. This does have its constraint, however, as he is rendered particularly ineffective against individuals who spend significant time in confusion and hallucination. So I hope that gives you some new information about Arthur Boyle, or simply refreshed your knowledge about him. We bring videos like this every week, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed it. That's it for today, anime fans. I'll see you next time.